Awakening to the call of purpose, beloved child of God. Hear me closely, because this message is not ordinary, it is a divine whisper into your spirit. Jesus is speaking and he is saying, this is how you will find purpose in life. Your heart has been restless, hasn't it? You've asked yourself countless times, why am I here? What am I supposed to do? Why does my life feel like it's circling, repeating, moving without meaning? You've searched in places, in people, in possessions, in achievements, yet still there remains a hunger inside you that nothing seems to satisfy. That hunger is the call of purpose. That hunger is God's way of reminding you that your soul was not created to be satisfied by shallow waters. You were made for the deep. From the very beginning, before you breathed your first breath, before your parents even knew you, heaven already had your name written in its scrolls. You were not a mistake. You were not an afterthought. You were not simply thrown into existence. You were carefully crafted, designed, and woven together by the hands of the Almighty. Every strand of your DNA, every detail of your personality, every strength and even every weakness, God knew it all. And in His infinite wisdom, He placed within you something extraordinary, placed within you purpose. Purpose is not just a career. It is not just a title, it is not just money in the bank or applause from people. Purpose is deeper. Purpose is why you wake up every morning. Purpose is the reason you smile, even in storms. Purpose is what gives meaning to your suffering. What gives clarity to your confusion? What gives hope to your future? Jesus says, you will never truly know your purpose apart from me, because I am the one who gave it to you. Think of it, beloved. If you want to know why a car was built, you don't ask the passengers, you ask the manufacturer. If you want to know the use of an invention, you don't ask the crowd, you ask the inventor. In the same way, if you want to know why you were born, you must ask the Creator who formed you. Your friends may have opinions. Your family may have expectations. The world may have labels. But only Jesus has the truth. And here is the truth. You were created to know God, love God, and reflect God in everything you do. That is your ultimate purpose. Everything else, your career, your relationships, your gifts, your passions, all of it, flows from that one foundation, to glorify God with your life. But let me ask you, how many years have you wasted trying to create your own purpose? How many times have you thought, if only I had this job, if only I had this house, if only I married this person, then I would finally feel fulfilled. And yet, the moment you got what you thought you needed, you realized the emptiness was still there. Do you know why? Because no earthly thing can fill a heavenly void. Your soul is like a puzzle, and the missing piece will never be filled by fame, money, or pleasure. The missing piece is Jesus, and until you put Him in His rightful place, you will continue to feel lost, broken, and wandering. Jesus says this is how you will find purpose in life, by surrendering to me. Surrender. That is the first step. And oh, how difficult surrender feels to the human heart. We like control. We like to decide. We like to hold the pen of our lives and write the chapters ourselves. But beloved, let me tell you something. You will never discover the true beauty of your story until you give the pen back to the author. You will never unlock the fullness of your life until you allow Jesus to write it with His hand. Surrender is not weakness, is strength. Surrender is not loss, is gain. Surrender is not death, it is the beginning of true life. When you surrender, you are saying, Lord, I may not understand everything. I may not see the whole picture, but I trust that you know why you made me, and I am willing to follow where you lead. Beloved, the first awakening to purpose begins here, with surrender. With trust, with the decision to stop running your own race and start walking His path. Now, let me take you deeper. Purpose is not only about what you do, it is also about who you become. So many people focus on doing what should I do? What career should I choose? What mission should I take? But Jesus says, before I show you what to do, I will shape who you are. Your purpose begins with transformation. It begins with letting Jesus work in your heart, molding your character, breaking off pride, healing your wounds, and filling you with His Spirit. Because listen, what good is it to achieve great things if your soul is still broken? What good is it to touch nations if your heart is still empty? What good is it to be admired by the world and yet be disconnected from the God who created you? No, beloved. Purpose is not just external, it is internal. Purpose starts when Jesus heals you, restores you, makes you whole. And maybe right now, you feel like your life has been shattered. You feel like you've missed opportunities, like you've failed too many times, like you've gone too far to ever find purpose again. But I am here to tell you, no failure can cancel your purpose. No mistake can erase your destiny. No detour can destroy what God has designed for you. Jesus says, I am the resurrection and the life. That means even if your dreams have died, even if your hope has died, even if your confidence has died, He can breathe life into it again. Your purpose is not buried. It is waiting for His voice to call it forth, just like He called Lazarus out of the tomb. Beloved child of God, hear me. Finding your purpose is not an event. It is a journey. Jesus never promised that the path would be instant or simple, but He promised that if you walk with Him, you will not walk in darkness. You may not see the entire road ahead, but His light will shine upon your next step. This is how purpose unfolds, like the sunrise. When the sun rises in the morning, it does not suddenly appear at full brightness. No, it begins with a gentle glow on the horizon. Slowly, the sky turns from dark to light, and then brighter and brighter until the full sun shines in its strength. So it is with God's purpose in your life. He gives you glimpses, He gives you whispers, He gives you nudges, and as you walk faithfully, more and more of the picture becomes clear. But many of us grow impatient. We want the entire blueprint at once. We want the 10-year plan. We want clarity today, tomorrow, and forever. And when we don't get it, we panic. But beloved, listen to this. Purpose is not found in panic. It is found in trust, Jesus says. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. That is the secret. When you seek Him, when you prioritize His presence above everything else, He aligns your path, your career, your relationships, your calling. They all fall into place when your heart is fixed on Him. Think of it like a puzzle. When you try to force the pieces by yourself, you end up frustrated. But when you allow the one who designed the puzzle to guide your hands, the pieces start fitting together effortlessly. That is what walking with Jesus looks like, step by step. Guidance, the process of finding purpose, begins with small steps of obedience. Many people are waiting for a grand vision, a booming voice, a dramatic revelation. But purpose is often discovered in the quiet, ordinary, everyday acts of obedience. Moses discovered his purpose while tending sheep in the wilderness. David discovered his purpose while playing a harp in the fields. Mary discovered her purpose in a humble conversation with an angel. And Jesus Himself lived quietly for 30 years before His public mission began. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not overlook the small doors. Do not underestimate the seasons of waiting. For in those seasons, God is shaping you, is building your character. He is strengthening your faith. He is preparing you for the weight of the calling He has placed over your life. Jesus says, if you are faithful with little, I will trust you with much. So maybe right now you feel hidden. Maybe you feel like your life doesn't matter. Maybe you think your small acts of kindness, your unseen prayers, your unnoticed sacrifices mean nothing. But let me tell you, nothing you do in God's name is wasted. Every small act is a seed, and one day, those seeds will grow into a harvest of purpose you could never have imagined. The shaping of character purpose is not only about what you achieve, but about who you become along the way. Many people want the crown, but they don't want the process of carrying the cross. They want the stage, but they don't want the secret place. They want the glory, but they don't want the refining fire. But Jesus says, I cannot trust you with purpose until I first shape your heart. That is why the process sometimes feels painful. That is why doors close. That is why friendships end. That is why disappointments come. It is not to destroy you. It is to form you.
God is chiseling
Away pride, He is breaking off fear. He is teaching you patience, endurance, humility, and love. You see, purpose is heavy. It is a responsibility. It is not just about you. It is about the people your life will touch. If you step into purpose before your character is ready, the very blessing that was meant to elevate you could crush you. But when God prepares you first, He ensures that when you finally walk in your calling, you will not only carry it, you will sustain it. Trust in God's timing. One of the hardest lessons in discovering purpose is learning to trust God's timing. We live in a world of hurry. We want quick results, instant success, fast answers. But God does not operate on our timetable. He operates on eternity's clock. Think about Joseph. He dreamed of greatness as a young boy, but before he could stand in the palace, he had to endure betrayal, slavery, false accusation, and prison. If you had seen Joseph in prison, you would have thought his purpose was gone. But no, God was simply preparing him. The prison was part of the process to the palace. So if you feel like you are in a prison season right now, stuck, confined, forgotten, remember this. God has not abandoned you. He is shaping you, testing you, refining you, because the place He is taking you requires strength you would not have if you skipped the process. Jesus says, "Do not rush what I am building in you. Wait for my time, for my time is perfect." The inner voice of purpose, beloved, you may ask, but how do I know what my purpose is? How do I hear God's direction for my life? Let me tell you, purpose often speaks as a holy restlessness in your soul. It is that tug in your heart that will not let you settle. It is the desire that keeps resurfacing, the compassion that keeps burning, the vision that will not die. No matter how many times you try to bury it, purpose is often revealed in what breaks your heart. If you are moved by injustice, maybe God is calling you to fight for the oppressed. If you are moved by sickness, maybe God is calling you into healing. If you are moved by lost souls, maybe God is calling you into evangelism. What grieves you deeply is often what God is calling you to heal. Purpose is also revealed in your gifts. God did not give you talents by accident. Your voice, your creativity, your leadership, your compassion, they are not random, they're clues to your calling. Those gifts only shine fully when surrendered to Him. And above all, purpose is revealed in intimacy with Jesus. The more time you spend with Him, the more clearly you will hear His voice. Purpose is not something you chase, it is something you receive in His presence. Walking by faith, do not wait for all the answers before you move. Purpose requires faith. Faith means stepping even when you do not see the full staircase. Faith means trusting even when the picture is not complete. Faith means believing that if God gave you the seed, He will bring the harvest. Beloved, purpose is not about perfection. You may stumble, you may take detours, you may even fall. Still on the path? And let me remind you, your mistakes do not cancel your purpose. Peter denied Jesus 3 times, yet he became a pillar of the church. Paul persecuted Christians, yet he became one of the greatest apostles. Your past is not a disqualification, it is a testimony. God will use even your failures as part of your purpose. Beloved soul, now that we have spoken of awakening to purpose and of the process of discovering it, let us step into the truth of living it out. Because purpose is not only something you know, it is something you live, breathe, and embody every single day. Jesus says, "This is how you will find purpose in life, by living for something greater than yourself." Listen carefully. If your life is only about you, then you are living too small. If your decisions revolve only around your comfort, your pleasure, your gain, then you are missing the essence of why God placed you on this earth. For purpose is never selfish, it is always connected to people, to service, to love. Purpose is love in action. The heart of purpose is love. Not shallow love, not conditional love, not temporary love, but divine love, the kind of love that flows from God Himself. Think of Jesus. He walked this earth not to be served, but to serve. He healed the sick, comforted the broken, fed the hungry, and ultimately gave His life. His purpose was love in action. And beloved, if you want to live in your true purpose, you must do the same. Your gifts are not just for your benefit, they're tools for service. Your blessings are not just for you, they're resources for others. Your life is not just about what you can accumulate, but about what you can pour out. Purpose is when your hands become healing hands. Purpose is when your words become encouragement. Purpose is when your home becomes shelter. Purpose is when your smile becomes hope to someone drowning in despair. Ask yourself this: who is blessed because I am alive? Who feels the love of God because I exist? Who can say, my life changed because this person obeyed their calling? That, beloved, is the measure of purpose. Purpose brings joy beyond circumstances. When you begin to live in purpose, something powerful happens. You experience joy that is not tied to circumstances. Many people chase happiness through external things, money, relationships, possessions, but those things fade. True joy comes when you know you are living for what you were created for. Even in storms, you feel steady. Even in trials, you feel alive. Even in pain, you feel anchored. Purpose gives meaning to your suffering. It gives direction to your wandering. It gives strength to your weakness. It turns tears into testimony. It turns battles into blessings. It turns brokenness into beauty. Jesus says, when you lose your life for my sake, you will find it. In other words, when you stop living only for yourself and start living for Him, you will discover a life richer, deeper, and fuller than you ever imagined. The freedom of purpose also sets you free from comparison. So many are trapped, comparing their lives to others. Why don't I have what they have? Why am I not where they are? Why is my journey different? But, beloved, listen, purpose is unique. Your journey is yours alone. Right? God did not copy-paste your destiny from someone else's. He gave you a unique assignment, a unique gift, a unique path. When you live in purpose, you stop competing and start completing. You realize you are not in a race against your neighbor, you are in alignment with your Creator. Their success is not your failure. Their blessing is not your loss. Each of us has a lane, and when you run faithfully in yours, you bring glory. To God, purpose requires courage. But let us not pretend is not always easy. Purpose will require courage. It will require you to step out of comfort zones, to face criticism, to endure misunderstanding. Sometimes obeying God's calling will make others question you. Sometimes it will set you apart. Sometimes it will cost you relationships, opportunities, even security. But let me remind you, comfort never births greatness. Safety never produces legacy. Purpose requires risk, faith, and sacrifice. And yet every sacrifice will be worth it, because you are not living for applause, you are living for eternity. Jesus says, take up your cross and follow me. This is the call of purpose. It may be heavy at times, but it leads to life everlasting. Your purpose will outlive you. And here is the beauty of living with purpose. It leaves a legacy. When you live in obedience to God, your impact does not die when you die. Your words, your love, your service, your example, they echo for generations. Think of Abraham, think of Moses, think of Ruth, think of Mary, think of Paul. They're earthly. Lives ended long ago, but their purposes continue to shape the world. The same will be true for you. When you live in purpose, your grandchildren will tell stories of your faith. Strangers will be blessed by seeds you sowed. Lives will be touched by prayers you whispered. You may never see the full impact in your lifetime, but eternity will reveal it. Beloved, Jesus says, this is how you will find purpose in life: when you love beyond yourself, when you serve beyond your strength, when you give beyond what you thought you could, and when you live not for this world alone, but for my kingdom. Beloved soul, hear this truth with your whole heart. Jesus does not just want you to discover your purpose. He wants you to fulfill it. He does not want you to simply begin the race. He wants you to finish it. He wants you to finish strong. Jesus says this is how you will find purpose in life: by walking with me until the very end. Purpose is a lifetime journey. Your purpose is not a single moment. It's not just one achievement, one success, or one season. Purpose is a lifetime. Partnership with God. It stretches across your days, from your youth to your old age. It evolves, it deepens, it matures as you grow. The call of God is not something you outgrow. As long as you are breathing, your purpose is still unfolding. That means if you are alive today, no matter your age, no matter your mistakes, no matter your struggles, God still has more for you. Do not believe the lie that it is too late. Do not believe the lie that you missed your chance. Do not believe the lie that you are unworthy. The God who created you is the God who restores you. And He is able to redeem your years, to renew your strength, to reignite your fire. Purpose is tested but beloved. Fulfilling destiny will not come without trials. You will face opposition. You will face doubts. You will face temptations to quit. Joseph was betrayed. Moses was opposed. David was hunted. Esther risked her life. Paul was imprisoned. Jesus himself was crucified. Do you see? Purpose always comes with a price, but here's the promise. The trials will not destroy you. They will prepare you. The opposition will not block you. It will sharpen you. The enemy will not end your destiny. He will only push you deeper into it. Jesus says, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Because He overcame, you will overcome too. Keeping your eyes on Jesus. Secret to fulfilling destiny is not strength, not talent, not ambition. The secret is focus. Keep your eyes on Jesus. When Peter walked on water, did the impossible as long as his eyes were on Jesus. But the moment he looked at the waves, he began to sink. And so it is with you. If you keep your focus on Jesus, you will walk in purpose, even in the midst of storms. But if you focus on fear, on distractions, on the noise of the world, you will stumble, beloved. Anchor your eyes on Him. Wake up every day and say, "Jesus, lead me today. Guide my steps, guard my heart, fill me with your Spirit." Purpose is not found in independence, it is found in dependence. It's not in self-reliance, but in God-reliance. Purpose and legacy. One day, your earthly journey will end. One day your voice will fall silent, your body will rest, your time here will close. But if you live in purpose, your impact will remain. When you stand before Jesus at the end of your life, He will not ask how much money you made, how many awards you won, or how many people admired you. He will ask, "Did you fulfill the purpose for which I sent you? Did you love as I loved? Did you serve as I served? Did you shine my light in the darkness?" And oh, the greatest joy of all will be to hear Him say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Master." That is the true fulfillment of destiny. Applause from men, but approval from God. A call to rise, beloved. This is the call. Rise and walk in your purpose. Do not delay. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear hold you captive. Jesus says, you are chosen. You are called. You are sent. Your life matters. Your voice matters. Your love matters.
Yes.
Your obedience matters. You are not here by chance. You are here by divine design. The world is waiting for the light that only you can bring. So step forward, take His hand, follow His lead, and live fully, boldly, faithfully in the purpose for which you were created, beloved. This is the message in its fullness. Jesus says, this is how you will find purpose in life. By surrendering to Him, by walking through the process of discovery, by living with love, service, and impact, and by fulfilling destiny and faithfulness until the end.